What path might you take in your quest for total health?
Optimum health that encompasses mind, body, and spirit.
So join us now as we head to the frontiers of integrative health and well-being.
With Judy Brooks
Roy Walkenhorst
and Michelle Bernhardt, our inner world guide.
on Healing Quest. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to kick things off by taking a few steps in a very healthy direction.
There is a heart-to-heart connection, and even when you're not touching, it's your hearts are facing each other, and you know the dance is to make that connection.
We need real people, we need touch, we need music, and I think all that is missing a little bit nowadays.
It's a dance form that speaks of romance to many of us and a powerful healing for these healers themselves.
And a dish we doubt is on most people's list of healthy brain foods.
If you're designed to eat meat, you need meat and you need it with the fat. Lean meat tastes terrible.
Nutrition expert Dr. Nick Gonzalez delivers a smart lowdown on meat as only he can, along with an important tip for shoppers.
And once you buy it, how to cook it. We have a delicious meeting of the minds between an expert chef and a holistic health practitioner.
And the truth of the matter is, no matter how much money you're paying for conventional meat, you're not even getting 1/4 of the great essential fatty acids and the A's and D's and K's and amino acids that are in this beautiful piece of meat.
So let's get started. We have some great insights to share with you on our journey to better health, right here on Healing Quest.
Broadcast of this program made possible by
So True, makers of organic fermented whole food nutrition. All So True products are non-GMO, gluten and soy free, and fermented to help unlock the full potency of each ingredient. More information is available at SoTrue.com. So True, whole food nutrition designed for your best self.
Prime, a daily dietary supplement designed to support cardiovascular health by boosting the production of nitric oxide. More information available at primeno.com.
Vital Choice Seafood, wild-caught seafood and whole food supplements rich in omega-3s. More information about our wild seafood and our sustainable practices is available at www.vitalchoice.com or at 800-608-4825. We've been uncovering some pretty fascinating insights into the human brain this season, how it works and how to keep it healthy.
So today we're going to start with the feet. Now, we're not going to be examining our lower extremities.
In fact, the subject is still the brain and the startling potential of dance.
Our inner world guide, Michelle Bernhardt, has been taking a look at dance, its power to help keep us healthy and to help us heal when certain illnesses strike.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Dance has been part of the human experience forever. But one form of dance is now impressing both healers and scientists with its impact on mind, body, and spirit.
I'm a hospice social worker. I was looking for something fun to do. You know, I work with people, what in my field is very depressing, so I was looking for something to brighten up my life, and I love to dance, and everybody says, you're a great dancer, you should do dancing.
First I started with Brazilian music, and then when that started getting a little dull, then I moved on to tango, and tango has never gotten dull for me. People refer to it as a moving meditation. We really learn how to feel these tensions rise and to smooth them out as they arise so we can lose our sense of self and completely merge with our partner and with the music.
Composer Max Rubel and social worker Guay Lu know a few things about the healing arts. This is where they come for their own healing. A studio in New York City's Chelsea district that teaches a graceful, intimate expression of possibly the oldest human art form.
I started dancing tango in Berlin, and for me it was the whole atmosphere about tango. It was in Berlin, you could walk the cobblestones and you would hear the tango music from far away, and the dances would be in old theaters, so you would be transformed to the 20s or 30s, and it was just magic for me.
That was the cultural heyday of the tango, a melding of African and Latin American music and movement. After, Karina Moller was inspired to open her own studio, Triangula, in the heart of Manhattan. She found her students appreciating more than just the nostalgic beauty of the dance.
We need people, we need real people, we need touch, we need music, and I think all that is missing a little bit nowadays, and I'm glad that this still exists, where people get together and have a different form of communication also.
Jason Vinci, yoga teacher, meditation teacher, and body worker and energy worker. Being in the audience, watching people dance, whether it was ballet or jazz, it would just kind of bring like tears in my eyes. And it's something about the freedom of movement. And I always wanted to. I came to tango, and I'm a yoga teacher, so I should be flexible, yet there were these sticky spots, and I wasn't able to be as free, so I was like, this is a great place to work. In the dance, there are moments when it flows through and that union does come, and it's easy and it's natural and it's flowing and it feels great. And then there's other moments where it's not so easy and things come up. And so for me, it's a healing medium.
Dance itself has been a healing medium for an astounding 9,000 years or more. Some paleontologists suggest the desire to heal may have been what inspired humankind's very first dancers. There are as many forms of dance as there are of music itself. So what is it about the tango that resonates with healers and people who feel a need for healing?
As Karina said, sometimes in our modern world, we can go a long time without actually having to interact and really listen to someone. And partner dancing is all about listening to the other person. And I think there's something very elemental in that. That draws people to it. It sort of takes two, as they say, a very famous saying. The embrace in tango is everything, and you're communicating almost even before you start dancing, and it's pretty amazing that way.
I'm a 20th century woman. I do everything for myself. So how can I surrender and let go and be in relationship and let someone lead me? And I find that tango really makes you look at, do you have yourself in relationship, and are you listening, and are you receiving? Because that was hard for me to receive. I don't receive. I do everything. I take care of myself. So in that place of being able to receive and listen and respond in a healthy way was very, very healing, and it's a continual process.
I kind of refer to myself as an oxytocin addict now. Because of the feeling that tango gives you. It's very warm and connected feeling. There is a heart-to-heart connection, and even when you're not touching, it's your hearts are facing each other, and the dance is to make that connection.
What our dancers sense with their hearts, Peter Giannotta is proving in his laboratory. He's a scientist and a musician who's identifying the precise effects music has on the brain.
What happens there, what we think happens, is that you're basically engaging most of the brain, right? You're not just listening to the music, but you're actually actively participating in that music. So earlier I mentioned synchronizing with a metronome that tries to adapt to you, and how even powerful something simple as that can be. So then you take that all the way to tango, where you have this elaborate art form, and that's the pinnacle then of synchronizing with another person.
Music, movement, and human touch, each of them powerful healing forces that come together in the tango. Karina Moller says the dance helps heal mind, spirit, and body.
I could tell you hundreds of stories. People coming here who have health issues, and they find it very, very healing to have the touch and listening to music and being able to use their body and have sort of a freedom within that.
A study recently performed at Canada's McGill University had 40 patients with Parkinson's disease take a 12-week course in the tango. The researchers found significant improvements in balance and functional mobility, along with cognitive benefits. Michael Kraus was touched by what he saw at a tango festival he attended.
One of the gentlemen in the group that I was in, I was watching him, and he was shaking. He had tremors, and I found out later that is because he had Parkinson's. But I watched him take the embrace, and he was very deliberate and gentle. And as he got into the embrace, his tremors stopped. And so when he was dancing, he was much more in control of his body.
The healing power of dance and tango is there for anyone willing to try.
That's the amazing thing. There's no age limit. You can start dancing when you're 5. You can still dance when you're 95 years old.
You know, am I afraid? And do I want to be in absolute control? Can I just let go and be in the present? And that is the part that's the healing, you know, the flow of the energy, being aware of myself and my emotions and my body at the same time.
And people really do bring everything to the dance floor. An entire world is in each person, and they bring it and they share that with the partner. It can be complicated, it can be a little crazy, it can be wonderful. There's something there that speaks to us, and we enjoy sharing that with a partner. It's pretty amazing.
I love to dance, and I especially love partner dancing. There is something so wonderful and energizing about connecting with another person. You have to listen, you have to surrender, and if you don't, it just doesn't feel good. You can't really hide when you dance. You can try, but it really doesn't work. And to be good, you have to be fearless and let go of any self-consciousness that you may be feeling. Dance can be a moving meditation. Once you are really connected to another person, the movement is transforming. In tango, I love that two hearts reach for each other. You get to be intimate on a beautiful level. The experience can be very spiritual. It's one way that for a few minutes in time, we can become one with another person.
Thanks, Michelle. We could see that when you took your spin on the dance floor.
You're a very good dancer. And you're not the only one, actually. Somebody else was ready to take a spin on the floor when our cameras were rolling there. And we'd like to share a little bit of that with you.
I was just on the floor a few minutes, but I could see why people get hooked on tango. I mean, I got a little giddy. It was like, want to take some tango lessons?
I think we should just dance off into the sunset.
I'd like that.
Two years ago here on Healing Quest, we told you about the grass-fed movement that was delivering meat with unique health benefits.
That movement continues to gain strength across the country for nutrition with healthy fats that protect against heart disease and cancer.
And our nutritional expert, Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez, says grass-fed meat is also great brain food if you're careful about what you buy.
What constitutes clean meat? It's got to be grass-fed, pasture-raised. Forget about the feedlot industrial meat. That's a disaster. They raise it on grains. Cows are meant to eat grass. So you want grass-fed, eating their normal food that they were designed genetically and metabolically to use effectively, not some junk from a feedlot, some synthetic garbage they're fed because it's cheap, up to their knees in their own dung. So grass-fed, pasture-raised. So when you eat meat, it should be fatty. Forget this obsession with lean meat. If you're designed to eat meat, you need it with the fat. Well, lean meat tastes terrible. The reason fat's there is first because it's healthy, secondly because it gives taste to the meat. Eating this 90% or 95% lean hamburger, it's like eating sawdust to me. When it's 75%, it's like eating candy. And I always ask to put extra fat in it, and they kind of look at me like I'm nuts. I said, trust me, I want extra fat. They said, it tastes better and it's healthier. And I said, okay, whatever you say. They've got to know me now, so they don't question it. You say, you're the guy that likes the extra fat. Yeah, I'm the guy that likes the extra fat. When you eat meat, it needs to have the fat. It's there for a reason. The fat's there to help nourish you, provide good energy, and help your brain repair. Again, the saturated fats in grass-fed beef are much different than the saturated fats in the feedlot beef. For example, grass-fed beef have lots of conjugated linoleic acid, which protects against heart disease and protects against cancer. Feedlot-raised animals have very little of that conjugated linoleic acid. So the the proportions and the amounts and the forms of fatty acids in grass-fed beef are completely different from those from feedlot animals, which is what most Americans eat. So it's got to be grass-fed. Grass-fed will actually help protect your heart because not only does it have conjugated linoleic acid, but there are other unsaturated fats like EPA and DHA, which we associated with fish, but they're also in grass-fed animals. The grass has EPA, DHA in it. The animals eat it, and they get it themselves, and they concentrate it. When I was in practice 20 years ago, and we wanted our patients eating grass-fed beef, we had to search for it, find sources for our patients. It's getting easier to find. You don't have to travel long distances to get grass-fed beef. A lot of the farmers are turning to grass-fed because they realize there's a market in it. God bless capitalism, because now there's a demand for it, so they're producing it.
You know, I was really interested in what Dr. Gonzalez had to say about lean meat.
Of course, for years we were told lean meat was the only acceptable meat to eat from a health standpoint.
Now, Dr. Gonzalez compared it to sawdust. I always thought it tasted more like shoe leather, but you get the point.
It turns out that the right kind of meat with the right kind of fat can be great for your brain and your heart and be very tasty too.
Cooking a steak just right, of course, is not always easy, so today we have a dynamic duo in the Healing Quest kitchen to share a great recipe with us.
Creating our dinner will be Elsa Shaheen, a chef whose resume includes a popular cooking show on TV in her native Mexico.
And helping us understand the nutritional and pocketbook benefits of today's recipe will be Laurie Cohen-Peters, a nutrition expert and a certified holistic health practitioner.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here today with you and my wonderful friend Elsa, who's just an excellent chef.
Thank you, Laurie. Hello.
And together we're going to create a beautiful and healthy meal with meat. You know, meat's gotten a bad rap over the years, and conventional meat has deserved that rap. As many of you know, industrial raised cattle has horrible properties associated with it, including overproliferation of antibiotics and other chemicals. This is purely grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And this particular cut is called flat iron. Now, what's interesting about the flat iron is that it's not an expensive piece of meat, but when cooked properly, it actually can have the flavor and the quality of the finest filet. And the truth of the matter is, no matter how much money you're paying for conventional meat, you're not even getting 1/4 of the great essential fatty acids and the A's and D's and K's and amino acids that are in this beautiful piece of meat. So Elsa, what's the first step here?
Normally, a flat iron steak, you would marinate over a period of hours. We won't do that today because we really want to preserve the flavors of this meat because it's so well raised. So what we will do, we'll coat it with coconut oil.
Coconut oil is incredible. It's got antibacterial qualities to it. It's just a fortified, beautiful oil.
Now we're going to use some sea salt.
Sea salt has a much better profile than conventional salt. It hasn't been processed, there's no chlorine bleach added, and it's an excellent source of iodine.
And we'll also add some pepper.
And then, are you going to use any herbs in this?
I was thinking this is a recipe for my son, actually. My son loves to eat steaks, and he has an herb garden in the back since he was in 3rd grade. So we have a lot of rosemary that's growing very easily and deliciously. So we actually add a little bit to the steak on both sides. And when it is cooking, the flavors of the rosemary infuse the steak really, really well.
How long would you say it takes to cook this?
Okay, that's a very good question because say we want a medium rare steak. Now these steaks are thick. They're over 1 inch thick. So typically I would do 5 or 6 minutes per side.
Now, I know the pairing of a raw food with a cooked food is a really excellent combination for the digestion. What sauce are you preparing? I know you said you were going to prepare the raw sauce.
Another reason why I chose this sauce, the chimichurri sauce, not just because it is raw, but because it is very rich in flavor, and because the steaks are not marinated, we're going to add that texture and flavor with the sauce. We're going to add some Kalamata olives as well as some capers, and that'll give it a little bit more of the Mediterranean flavors. Let me flip this over.
Okay.
And then we'll add the rest.
I know the chimichurri normally calls for a red wine vinegar, but I actually asked Elsa if it would taste okay with apple cider vinegar, and it's actually a healthier vinegar that's raw as opposed to the cooked or pastured vinegar that it originally called for. And when we pair this beautiful piece of meat with the greens in the parsley and we use the apple cider vinegar, And soon we're going to be plating it on this beautiful arugula, which has so much good chlorophyll. It creates a balanced plate to have a complete and beautiful, health-filled meal.
Now, because it's a flat iron steak, we will slice it in nice, like 1 centimeter slices.
Okay, let's see, let's get this nice piece here. Oh, look at the beautiful rosemary there. That's just gorgeous. Okay, and then do you want to put the chimichurri on? That looks so beautiful, Elsa.
Such a beautiful recipe.
Okay, I'm going to put some of this beautiful red beet salad here to the side. Wow. Oh, wow. So what about this? Do you think that if you brought this out to your family, they would be happy to partake?
I think they'd be impressed.
Well, we were certainly impressed.
And so was our crew. We all enjoyed sampling the dinner, and Elsa's son liked it a lot as well.
Well, a steak like this is an excellent source of the healthy saturated fats we all need.
Now, we have Elsa's recipe for you at the Healing Quest website, and you can also find many other healthy beef recipes in one of our favorite resources, the Nourishing Traditions Cookbook.
Also on our website, you'll have information on how you can find grass-fed steak in your area or connect with an online source who'll ship it right to your door.
And up next, our healing moment takes us into a botanical paradise.
One of the joys of being outdoors and connecting with nature is the infinite variety it offers us. Oh, when we find ourselves on a mountain or in a meadow or along a seacoast, we rarely see and feel them in the same way twice. It's true even in the case of a simple flower in a backyard garden. So relax and enjoy this week's healing moment.
Thanks to cinematographer Louis Schwartzberg for helping us see flowers in a whole new way.
And if you'd like to learn more about Louis' nature photography and his moving art project, we have the link for you at healingquest.tv.
Also, we want to say a big thank you to Jane Rivar and her staff here at the River Highlands Ranch near Grass Valley, California, where we're shooting this season.
And thanks to all of you for watching. That's our Healing Quest for now. Please remember, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
And join us next time, right here on Healing Quest.
Next time on Healing Quest, we'll take a fresh look at a subject that over the ages has inspired a lot of speculation and countless one-liners.
We're talking about the differences between the male and female brain. In fact, those differences are quite real, and more than ever, a serious matter.
Women have to lead the charge in educating themselves as to brain issues that will befall all of us.
We're discovering new things women need to know to keep their brains healthy and active.
Also, a fond farewell to a courageous doctor, visionary, and important contributor to Healing Quest, who gave us great advice about what to eat and how to eat to help us live healthy lives.
You got to think, every time you take a bite of food, you can approach it two ways. I'm doing something to help my body work more efficiently, or I'm going to do something where I don't care how it works.
It's all next time on your journey to better health here on Healing Quest.
Broadcast of this program made possible by
So True, makers of organic, fermented whole food nutrition. All So True products are non-GMO, gluten and soy free, and fermented to help unlock the full potency of each ingredient. More information is available at SoTrue.com. So True, whole food nutrition designed for your best self.
Prime, a daily dietary supplement designed to support cardiovascular health by boosting the production of nitric oxide. More information available at primeno.com.
Vital Choice Seafood, wild-caught seafood and whole food supplements rich in omega-3s. More information about our wild seafood and our sustainable practices is available at www.vitalchoice.com or at 800-608-4825.
For more information on the stories in today's show and on upcoming Healing Quest live events, visit us at healingquest.tv.
To order a DVD of this episode of Healing Quest, call 877-544-4827 or write the address on your screen.